Faith of Mordecai. Friends, today we are going deep into one of the most extraordinary displays of unshakable faith in the Bible. The faith of Mordecai, a man who stood in courage when everyone else bowed, a man who believed in God when death was staring right at him. His story is a reminder that one person's faith can shift the destiny of an entire nation. If you've ever felt surrounded by impossible situations, if you've ever felt outnumbered, unseen, or attacked, Mordecai's faith is your roadmap to victory. Stay with me till the end. This word is going to ignite your spirit. Mordecai's faith refused to compromise. The first thing we see about Mordecai is this: he refused to bow to Haman, not because he was stubborn, not because he was rebellious, but because he had a covenant with God. Esther 3 verse 2 says, Mordecai would not bow or pay him homage. Why? Because Mordecai feared God more than he feared man. This teaches us, faith stands firm even when the world pressures you to compromise. Faith chooses obedience over convenience. Faith chooses purity even when compromise feels easier. Mordecai knew who he belonged to, and he would rather risk his life than break his loyalty to God. Mordecai's faith trusted God in dark times. When Haman plotted genocide against the Jews, Mordecai did not panic. He prayed, he fasted, and he sought God. Esther 4 verse 1 says, Mordecai tore his clothes, put on sackcloth and ashes, and cried out with a loud and bitter cry. He didn't turn to politics, people, or power. He turned to God first. This is real faith. Faith cries out to God before crying out to man. Faith takes battles into the spiritual realm. Faith says, Lord, only you can save. Mordecai's faith teaches us that God never ignores the cry of a broken heart anchored in faith. Mordecai's faith positioned Esther for purpose. One of the greatest moments of Mordecai's faith was when he challenged Esther to step into her divine assignment. He told her in Esther 4 verse 14, Who knows whether you have come to the kingdom for such a time as this? That was not just wise counsel. It was faith speaking. Mordecai believed God places people in strategic positions. God orchestrates seasons. God raises leaders for specific moments. Faith sees purpose where others see coincidence. Faith sees destiny where others see danger. Mordecai awakened Esther's courage, and sometimes God uses your faith to awaken someone else. Mordecai's faith was rewarded by God. The man who refused to bow was later honored by the king. Esther 6 verse 10 says, Do so for Mordecai, the Jew who sits within the king's gate. Imagine Haman, who hated Mordecai, forced to dress him in royal robes and parade him on the king's horse. Friends, this is what faith does. Faith turns the tables. Faith reverses the enemy's plans. Faith brings unexpected honor. Faith turns tears into triumph. Mordecai didn't chase recognition. God brought recognition to him. There is always a divine reversal waiting on the other side of faith. Mordecai's faith saved a nation. Because Mordecai believed God, fasted, prayed, guided Esther, and stood firm. The Jews were delivered. Their enemies were defeated. Joy replaced sorrow. A nation was preserved. Esther 8 verse 17 says, The Jews had light and gladness, joy and honor. All because one man stood in faith when the world bowed in fear. Never underestimate the power of your faith. Your faith can bless your family, shift your workplace, protect your children, and change destinies. Mordecai's faith teaches us how to live today. Here is what Mordecai's life calls us to do today. Stand firm when others bow. Choose holiness over convenience. Trust God when the world turns dark. Pray first, not last. Say yes to your divine assignment. Believe God for supernatural reversals. Walk confidently knowing God defends the righteous. Mordecai's faith is not just history. It is an invitation for today. Today, God is calling you to walk in Mordecai-level faith. Unshakable, courageous, uncompromising, and victorious. Type in the comments, Lord, strengthen my faith like Mordecai. And share this with someone who needs courage, boldness, and unshakable faith today.